Gazer gang, sun gazing gang, earth gang, water gang. What up, pimps? So, I want to talk about hookup culture through the eyes of a man, how I view it right now, and I guess my experience with it. So, basically, for any of the youngins or anybody that doesn't understand what hookup culture is, basically, you just hook up with people. You go, you meet a female or a male, whatever your sexual preference is, and you just hook up with them. Nothing more, nothing less. And honestly, I as a male, one of the things, like one of the urges, I guess, is sex. As a male, you just want to have sex all the time. It's why people are so obsessed with pornography, and they're just trying to chase that dopamine release. And it's like, I don't know, I really didn't see it as something that was fulfilling for me. If anything, it made me feel more empty inside. It made me feel more shitty inside. And this is because of the lack of like love and connection that you had with people, and I know that may sound gay to some of you guys that are like, I just want to be out here fucking these bitches, and like, I don't care about no bitch, I don't love no bitch. It's like, nah, that's bullshit. You either got your heart broken, or I don't know, maybe you're just a shitty person, because I don't feel fulfilled whenever I'm out here just slinging dick, like I feel like whenever I loved a girl and I was sleeping with her, there was definitely a deeper connection that was there, and I enjoyed the relationship a lot more versus just going and meeting up with a girl and hooking up with her, because it's just like, it's kind of pointless, like, and then there's just like a lot of cons that come along with it, and a lot of like dangerous shit, like kids, STDs. You could get all that stuff obviously with your partner, but I mean, a huge part of the relationship is building trust, knowing that this person's only messing with you. And these girls can sit here and tell you whatever you want to hear, oh yeah, I got tested like 3 days ago, and for all you know, she fucking has chlamydia or some shit. And you're over here sticking it, in it, raw dogging it. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just super sketchy. And I just don't feel fulfilled whenever I was doing it. I honestly, I only did it like once. And there was 2 other times where I was getting with girls, but I was establishing more of a relationship with them. I was seeing them casually, but obviously like my main priority was just sex. It wasn't really to build a connection or try to fulfill anything with them. It was just to sleep with them. And it sounds shitty, but I mean, I'm being transparent here, I'm being honest. They weren't anything more than sex for me. And it made me feel like very empty inside. Even with that, it was like that shit did not feel good. Like, it felt shitty because I was seeing these 2 girls and just doing the same thing with both of them. And I was just like, fuck, like this shit is not okay. And it felt like I was losing like a deeper like spiritual connection too, like with God, like I felt like I was being, obviously I was going against him, I was just giving in to my sexual desires because, I don't know, essentially we're just animals, we're a bunch of fucking animals that all we want to do is eat, sleep, shit, have sex, and that's it, fulfill our desires and our needs. But I know that I'm better than that. I know that I can overcome that shit. I'm in control of my body. I control what I eat every day. I know that I can control those urges. But a big part of it was like, I felt like every girl that I was sleeping with, it felt like I was losing that connection. Like the possibility to find love again, I was losing it little by little by little. So all I was urging for was like a deep connection. But at the same time, I was just hoeing out because, a lot of these women, they're just the same. They only care about themselves, and they're just very selfish. I know that I'm selfish too, but I guess women, it's different for them because they know that they feel more entitled. They get whatever they want just because of their good looks, and just because dudes just want to fuck them. So it's like, that's why they have like that power. But once you take that power away from them, you're just like, whatever. When you don't give a shit about them, that's whenever they're like all whooped on you, and they won't leave your ass alone. I shit you not. Like, it's weird and stupid. Like, women are backwards. And I don't know though. Like I was urging for that connection too, you know, because I've had it before, and I know for a fact I enjoyed sex with people whenever I love them versus whenever I don't love them. I enjoyed it more when I was in love with them. And I've asked other people, you know, some of my homies, some of my family members, and they tell me the same thing, that, you know, sex was better for them, at least whenever they were in love with the girl. And I'm like, shit, like I'm not the only one that feels like this, because it's just like a deeper like connection. You know, you get a soul tie with that person, and it's like you can't break it. And I don't know. Like I feel like hookup culture is really pointless, you know, for the both genders. I think that love and all of that is kind of, I don't want to, it's like the new taboo. Falling in love and stuff is taboo, and almost like it's not the societal like norm anymore to be in love with your partner. It's kind of like, you know, oh, do you, boo, do your thing, you know, go out and hoe out, like nobody's gonna judge you, you know. That's like the whole thing now, is like body positivity, and like let them pretty much like slut shaming and all that's not a thing anymore. I mean, it shouldn't be, but it's just like, you know, women, maybe back then they felt more like discouraged to not want to go out and be a hoe, because they knew that other women would talk shit about them, or they would be frowned upon. But now it's kind of praised. You know, you have an OnlyFans, you put yourself out there, or if you're just sleeping with every guy you meet, they're like, oh, you know, like, do you? It's like, it's okay for you to do you. And it's like, shit, like, I don't know. I don't understand that though, because I really don't. I think that it should be both genders should obviously be like slut shamed for that shit, because men were kind of praised for getting with a lot of women, and then women, it's the opposite. You know, they're pretty much shunned. But I think, I don't know, I still want that deep connection. I still want to like be in love with somebody again. That's pretty head ass to say, but I don't know. I don't really want to just be like hooking up with people and just seeing people casually, because it's like I already know what I'm gonna get out of them, you know, and that's it. Like that's not what I want. Like I want a friendship in them too, because a lot of these girls, like, they just got on my nerves, you know. They honestly, like, they were annoying, and I just didn't feel like a connection with them. They just like were annoying. That's it, you know. I didn't feel like they were my friend. I felt like I was just using them for sex, and it was pretty fucked up. And now I'm like, okay, so I don't need that. You know, I cut those girls off. And recently, maybe like about a month ago, I was seeing this girl. This is my first time seeing her, and I was hanging out with her. She was younger than me. She was probably like 3 years younger than me. And I was like, she was a beautiful girl. She was so beautiful. You know, she was really, really cute. And like we are hanging out, we are just talking about like a lot of the shit that like we've done as far as like drugs and stuff go. And eventually, like, we started talking about weed, and I like, as you guys know, I made a video the other day talking about how I was sober. I love weed. You know, weed is just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just something that about it that like everybody has their own demon, and that's mine for sure. It's hard for me to kick it to the curb, and I've been good with it. You know, I'm staying away from it, and I feel good. But we were talking about it, and she was like, and I was like, oh, well, do you have any? And she was like, oh, I have some at my apartment. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And she was like, well, do you want to come over? And I was like, shit. In my head, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I really don't want to go to this chick's house, because I already know, like, what's going to happen, you know? So I was like, yeah, I'll go. So I went, and we were hanging out, and we got high. And I was just like, damn, like, the tension was there, but I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of here, you know? Like, really. Because I felt like I could already feel pretty much the feelings that I was going to feel in the future. You know, even though this girl was a baddie, and I, you know, I wanted to, I was like, nah, I can't do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't feel comfortable just linking up with a girl just to sleep with her the first day that I meet her. Nah, I knew for a fact like that, you know, hookup culture wouldn't be my thing, because that shit did not feel like, it didn't feel comfortable to me, you know? Even though like I'm comfortable in my body, like I know for a fact my body's like not bad, you know, I'm confident. It still is just fucking weird to me. It's so weird. You know, I guess like animals and shit do it all the time, but I guess since we're on like a higher intellect, it's difficult. Some people are able to do it casually and easy for them, but it feels weird to me. So I got the fuck out of there. And I feel like she was kind of annoyed that I left because I only chilled for like, honestly, I just got high and then I left. And I felt shitty. And I felt like she was kind of annoyed by it, you know, that I just dipped because obviously I didn't do anything. You know, I didn't make no moves or nothing. I just went, I got high and I was like, all right, later, so I gotta go home. And I went home and I felt good though. Like on the way driving home, I was just like, shit, you know, like I literally overcame that urge to not want to give in to like temptation and women. I mean, it feels good, you know, because it makes you feel like you're in control of yourself and of your body and just your own actions. And it's definitely a good feeling. But yeah, that's just my views on this shit. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. If you guys have like anything similar or similar experience, let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, we'll smile you nerds later.